So we would love to share with you one of our most favorite practices, which is the practice of inquiry or inquiry. And it's been such a transformative and such a good practice for us. We do it almost daily. It's almost like showering, but then inside. That we would really love to share it with as many as possible. Yeah, you want to say something about
Yeah.
what it does?
So, so Marie actually introduced this practice to me originally, and it coincided with our a new relationship and falling in love, and so for me it has all these like delicious associations, but even more than just the association, what it is a way to tap really deeply into my own experience, and whether that experience is one of like really big heart opening and to amplify it and feel it and like it's so juicy, but it's also been the place that we can come back to again and again and again when it's hard between us, or when I'm struggling with being a man in the modern world, or just being a human nowadays. And so yeah, it's a safe place that even if we have tension between us, we can always come and enter a space of witnessing and presence and safety.
So it is really a practice to allow the experience of the moment exactly as it is, and allow it to open up and reveal its intelligence to you. Very often we are not super good at being with what is. We want it to be different, or we're already at the next moment, or innerly just struggling with what is present. And this practice is really, it's deceivingly simple, allowing what is and allowing yourself to fall into your own experience. And how it works practically is that the easiest is to do it with two persons. And the one person will do the inquiry, the other person will basically sit and be present and be as the Buddha. Just be present with whatever arises in the person in front of you without even needing to feel anything in particular about it. You're just present. And for the person that does the inquiry, the easiest access to your present experience is your body. So the easiest way to start is to start, what are you noticing in your body? So right now I'm noticing. And then what happens when you speak it? Oftentimes when we speak it, something else starts to show up, or the experience starts to shift or morph a little bit, and you can speak again. Right now I'm noticing. And when I say that, I notice, oh, and right now I'm noticing. And you don't always have to start with that sentence, of course, but especially when you start, it is good to keep yourself present and to not wander off in stories. So the mind is very much trained to take something that we feel. I'm feeling pain in my stomach, and maybe I feel an emotion with it. I feel anger with it. That's all still very present, but then the story comes. It is because you did, and you always do that. And yesterday I also felt it, and we all know how the mind takes off. So all the time come back to, this is what I'm feeling right now. Oh, and when I say that, whoa, I actually feel I'm also very sad. Oh, and when I say that, I feel a bit of a relief. So it's practice to also become very, very precise. Saying I feel sadness, for example, is quite broad. It's quite broad. You could, if you feel the sadness, be curious to it and see what kind of sadness, what kind of sensation, what kind of flavor, what is it revealing when you actually are curious and open to the specific experience of the moment. So that also leads to one other part of what you train in doing the inquiry is becoming both very present with what is and becoming a witness of your experience. So the witness, you could say, is the one that is really curious to this human experience, the one that really wants to know what is happening. And often when emotions come, especially when they're overwhelming, we are completely in them, and we sort of forget to actually look with curiosity. What is this? What is it about? And that question is so incredibly helpful. So, you want to
So,
add something?
yeah,
Or
maybe we
a
just
little
do
demo?
a quick demo and spend a couple minutes for you to inquire. And then after, we'll have a time where you can just pause the video, do your own maybe 10-minute inquiry with your partner, and then maybe we go on for a couple more nuances that you might notice after your inquiry, things that came up. How's that?
Yes, that sounds good. So you have to be my timer. Usually I would say 10 minutes is great. Now we're gonna do a little shorter.
I'll ding you.
You ding me, okay. So I notice my heart beating sort of in excitement. There's something there's something very strange about this moment. It has to do with the recording, yeah. It's almost like my heart knows something is going on, but is not completely sure what. When I say that, it almost is. It's like I become more at ease. I notice I open my eyes very quickly. Very quickly, and you're very close. It's sort of like something in me immediately is like, "Ooh, actually, I want to sit back a little bit." Notice how my mind comes in about how to relate to you in this moment. So if that's sort of a complicated question. My heart had a little flutter in it. Kind of sweet feeling. And there's something very pleasant about this moment. Also has to do with the birds around and the sun.
Ding. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh wow, what a sunlight. So every
I would say
inquiry is different.
maybe at this point, like if you're watching and you want to do an inquiry practice now, I would say set a timer for 10 minutes and sit in front of your partner. Just pause the video, go through it, and then maybe keep watching the video, and we can right now go through some more of the nuances.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you just did the inquiry, you might have noticed that yeah, every inquiry is different. It's basically, it's like you step on a boat and you push offshore, and you really don't know where you will go. And it seems like such a small thing, but it's so incredibly adventurous to actually reveal this moment. And one thing that is good to notice is when your critical voices in your head start to speak up and basically start to make comments like you're not doing it right, or it should be different, or, well, we all know at least some of our critical voices. If they come up, it's often because you are at the edge of something new. You are going out of your comfort zone. We will make another video that is about this, actually, about how to be with those critical voices. But for the inquiry, it is really good to notice them. Perhaps speak, oh, my mind or my inner judge is saying this and this and this. But then go back to where you were, if you can. because often there's something special happening there. And also to don't make problems out of what happens. Like it's all okay. It's all part of the experiment and the experience. You can do this every day. You can do this 10 times a day. So every one is a valuable experience. I hope we warmed you up a little bit. And let us know how it goes if you want to. Much love.
Mwah.